Okay, I've been thinking about through hiking the Boundary Trail in Washington State, and one of the things that keeps coming up is bag weight, this is in pounds, LBS, and my weight this is in pounds, LBS, and then bag percent of my weight. So again, that's going to be a percentage. And so, all right, thinking through this. So my typical bag weight for like a backpack at school, middle school, high school, college, I've always been a heavy packer. So like at school, my bag would weigh 20 to 30 pounds. So let's take 30. That's easy for me to walk multiple miles in. I've done that for, dang, I spent a lot of time in school. So from the time that bag started weighing about 20-30 pounds, 15 years of my life walking around like this, and some days I would walk around like that with, you know, if it was like geology field work, 10-15 miles, 30-pound bag, that's easy for me to do. And that's been across a whole broad range. So to figure out what examples I want to do, maybe I'll do two. I'll do two from experience, so bag weights, and thinking forward to my Boundary Trail through hike. So we'll do 30 and 52 first time, and then 30 and 52 a second time, and they'll be for different of my weights. So kind of when I've done through hiking, my first through hike, I lost weight. I lost about 6 pounds. It was approximately 6-day hike, and I lost about 6 pounds. Food, not that I ran out of food, but I was eating like tortillas and walnuts and stuff, and so I was about 165 at the beginning, and I ended at about 159, so I'm going to put 160 for both of these. And then I am in the lightweight category for boxing weight class, so that's like a solid base weight, and so I'm going to choose a range between the flyweight and lightweight category, which is 130 pounds. Flyweight, featherweight. Anyway, it's below, I should say, below the, this is definitely not a welterweight category, so this is in the, phrase it differently, in the lightweight weight class. Yes. Okay. For Olympic boxing as of the 2020 Summer Olympics. They're still calling it that, even though it's scheduled for 2021 now. Okay, and so I have my handy dandy graphing calculator. So I'm going to turn this on. It's on. And we're going to do 30 divided by 160. And we're going to multiply that because we're looking at a percentage. Is 18.75% of my body weight. All right, was my bag for a portion of my life. And then actually lower than that, because if you're like 180 and keep the same bag, this percentage goes even lower. And so that was really easy for me to do. That's not hard for me. And then 52, I could feel it. That was with water and with all of the food and stuff like that. 52 divided by 160, enter, times. So this starts to get fairly significant in terms of body weight percentage. And so this time we come out to 32.5% of my body weight. And I could feel that. Like, that was a bit of adjusting on trail. The first day, it kind of took a little getting used to. By the second day, I'd figured things out a bit more. And by day 3, I'd say I got my through hiking legs. So I just cleared this. And we're going to do the second example now, which is when I am in my base weight, so fly weight, boxing class category. I'm taking a lazy day and doing this one in bed, so that's why this is kind of messy. All right. And then, so for this, do 30-pound bag divided by 130 is equal to 23.1, or you'll do 23.1%. 23.1. All right. And, oh, I forgot to multiply it by on my calculator. Did that one mentally. Sorry. 23.1. And then, last one, 30. Not 30, sorry, clear. 52 divided by 130 is 0.4. Multiply that by 100, enter 40, which, funny enough, coincidentally enough, 40 is actually my favorite number. So this is going to be 40. That's a little off. So this is what we're looking at. And, oh, I'm going to, makes it even more messy. Redraw that one. 40. And so I've actually done this. It was actually came out to 52.7 pounds was my bag when I did my first through hike. That was approximately 6 days. And so my weight was approximately 165 at the beginning. I view it as a health standard. If I'm not comfortable weighing myself at the beginning and end of a through hike, I shouldn't be doing the through hike in terms of safety, because one needs to know the percentage of my body weight that I'm carrying, because when you reach like even 30%, you can do some serious harm to your back if you stand up wrong with your bag or you lose your balance on trail. You can do serious back damage. So if you're carrying a heavy pack, you should also be thinking about how much of your weight you're carrying and what percentage of your body weight you're carrying on yourself. And so and that's just speaking from my experience. Like 30% is like a whole new ball game. So thinking forward to the boundary trail, if I'm somewhere in this range, these two are doable. I've done that from experience. I've been even lighter than this, a good 15 pounds lighter, and done 30 pounds, and it's still not a problem. 52 at 130, that's over a third of my body weight. That just seems like a lot, but I will be packing for more than 6 days worth of food. Closer to, they gave the boundary trail an 8 to 10 day, so I guess I should be smart and plan for 10 days worth of food, 10 days, 9 nights, or 11 days, 10 nights. And so this number is probably going to be higher, though there are water sources on trail. And last time there were not water sources, and I didn't take a filtration system, so I ended up carrying a whole lot of water that I don't necessarily need to do this time, depending on when I go. So this number might actually end up saying, it might go up, and I don't know what these numbers will be. We'll see how far I am in my boxing training weight reduction, part of my boxing training. So yeah, my guess is my bag, because this is a longer 10 days, 9 nights with no resupply is a fairly long time. I would guess that I end up at about 40% of my body weight that I'm carrying with me, which means I'm going to be going slow. And that is a heck of a lot. I'm speaking from just this difference, the 32.5 versus 18.75%. This is a heck of a lot harder, burns a heck of a lot more calories than that, because I could just do that walking multiple miles around or 10, 15 miles around and eat at like a normal kind of athletic level. Like, okay, I'm exercising a few, like it doesn't make that much of a difference on my metabolism and stuff like that. This, it speeds up my metabolism a lot, so I actually have to eat a lot more. And I'm burning more calories, I sweat more. So this is a significant difference than this in terms of amount of effort outputted. So if you're just thinking, I'm going to go hike a trail, another thing to keep in mind is the bag percent of your weight. Or so like for me, the bag percent of my weight. And because every mile is not the same when hiked with a very different weight bag. So if your bag doesn't change weight really, and so like you're hovering around 30 and it's like 27 to 33 pounds, if you don't weigh very much, that might actually have an impact. So if you weigh like 100 pounds, that actually might be a significant difference for you, because that would be the difference between 27% of your body weight and 33% of your body weight. So that actually is a big fluctuation, versus if you weigh 200 pounds, it's not so much a fluctuation of one's body weight. And so that's just something to keep in mind. And yeah, I would say keep in mind safety. And so speaking from daily experience, every mile hiked is not the same when the bag weight differs and your weight even just stays the same. This is a lot harder. A 52-pound bag is a whole lot harder than a 30-pound bag in my experience. That might not be the case for you, but for me it was. So thinking about that forward, my guess for the Boundary Trail is my bag will come out in the 50s, and it'll be, 40% plus or minus, maybe I would shoot, because this is much more difficult than that. I would shoot for 30, so I would guess 30 to maybe 45%, but 45% seems like a lot. But I guess if I let my bag get heavier, that kind of thing. So 30 to 45% is my ballpark guess for my bag for the Boundary Trail in Washington State, if I hike it and / when I hike it. And that's bag percent of my body weight.